Welcome to the Heart of a Viking. These art lessons are taught by Mrs. Minto from the Cape Henlopen School District in Delaware. I hope you have fun, create imaginative works of art, and make sure you share them with someone because, after all, the visual arts are meant to be seen. Wow, we are in for a treat. For our first project, we're going to be learning about the artist Jen Stark. Let's watch a video to learn a little more about her art, and then we'll see where this takes us.
I've always been very fascinated with color and how a lot of the times color in nature is either an attractant or a repellent, something that makes you want to look at it or stay away from it or don't eat me or eat me. Nice red berry. Also, I'm really interested in how colors react when they're next to each other, like if you put a certain color next to another, like color theory, how it can change and affect things. These are a few of my favorite things. My beautiful plant. Love the plant. Yeah, really inspired by pop-up books and paper engineering. Tom Friedman, very inspired by his work. He uses a lot of very simple ideas, usually process-based. I have a kind of small kaleidoscope collection. Yeah, this is really fun. Do you think we can get in here? Yeah? Woo! Awesome. The drip started, I think, on a t-shirt. I just created this t-shirt design of this one rainbow drip going down the front, and I wanted to make it look like it's sort of moving and very psychedelic. I think that's where it started. It might have started in my sketchbook before that, but then I started honing that in and kind of creating a pattern out of it. Love how it's so dynamic looking. It looks like it's oozing and moving down. I guess the past year I've been working on all sorts of different projects. I did a large-scale mural in the Facebook headquarters. And after that, I think in October, I did this mural in Culver City. And that was, I think, the largest mural I've done. It was 60 feet by 80 feet. I also did the MTV VMAs with Miley Cyrus. During the VMAs, Miley, she slid down my wormhole design, which was amazing. It's so surreal to have that happen. I could have never dreamed that sort of thing. There's so many undiscovered things, I feel, and I'm just trying to dive into a little bit of that in my work and pull bits and pieces of that other dimension into this one.
Wow, HOV artists, I don't know if you are as impressed with Jen Stark as I am, but let's begin our own drippy piece of artwork. All right, so I want you to start with a permanent marker, not a Crayola marker or a washable marker, but a permanent marker, like my Sharpie. And I'd like for you to start on the left side and make a drippy line that reaches all the way to the right side. Now, take a peek at mine. I have some drips that are very short, some drips that are very long, and other drips that come close to the top edge, while other drips not so much. So the idea here is that your drips aren't all exactly the same. We want some of them long, some of them short. Okay, and then once you're done with that, you're going to begin repeating those drippy lines, heading up your paper until you get to the top edge. You're going to choose a set of 2 to 4 colors of your washable markers. You could use permanent markers for coloring, but I usually choose a washable type marker, like my Crayola markers I have here. So I'm choosing a set of 2 to 4 colors, and I'm going to start coloring right near my first line that I drew on my paper. I'm not starting up at the top edge of my paper. I'm starting at my first line. I recommend you do the same. It just helps you keep things in order. So I'm using sort of the side of my marker, not the tip of it. It colors a little better if you use the side of your marker. When you use the tip, you tend to see sort of like streaky lines a little bit more. So I usually use the side of my marker. And your job is to color all the way to the top. So the top half of this paper, when you're done, should have no white spots left. Okay, so now that we're done with that, we're going to move on to drawing a few more Sharpie lines. So what we're trying to create here is a set of drippy lines that are behind the first set that we just finished. Notice that I'm starting at the top half of my paper at like the highest little dip there, and I'm only going to work about halfway across my paper. I'm not going to go all the way across. I'm just working on the left side right here. When I get to that tall drip, that's about the middle, I'm going to stop. Notice it's a little tricky there at the beginning because I have to jump over some of those drips, but the idea is that you are making a line that goes across that's drippy just like the beginning, but it is in between the drips you've already made. Now it's up to you how far down your paper you go. You can go all the way to the bottom. You can go 3/4 of the way to the bottom. You can go even with that long green drip that I already have. It's 100% up to you. Alrighty, HOB artists, well, that's the end of part 1 of this project. Stay tuned and come back next week to learn about part 2 and how this project gets all finished. Alright, I'll see you back here next week at the Heart of a Viking.